Crikey, we got more action than the Die Hard franchise put together. Someone passed me some popcorn. Hi folks, welcome back to the bench. For those of you new to joining us, I'm Jamie, your local tech, shopkeeper and reactionary connoisseur, coming at you with all the breaking news and updates of this crazy world we call the music industry. It's just unbelievable. We are of course going to be reporting today about Thomann hitting back at Fender. Let's bring you all up to speed. So for a quick 30-second catch up, round one, Fender send LSL Instruments a cease and desist letter. They've had to crowdfund $50,000 just to have a legal conversation with Fender, which was absolutely unbelievable, and we've been behind them all the way. Round two, Fender send PRS the same cease and desist letter over their John Mayer Silver Sky. PRS have issued no statement other than they are now looking into it, and that's all we know up to yet. Round three, Fender CEO Edward Bud Cole addresses some very nervous and anxious American dealers in an impromptu meeting to try and clear the air and answer a few of those questions. And his success rate was about as useful as the one-legged man doing the okey cokey. Round four, we now have the breaking news that Thomann, one of the biggest global online retailers for musical equipment, they are hitting back with a lawsuit on Fender. I need a cup of tea. We are of course going to update you on the Guitar World article that was published a little over 2 hours ago UK time for all of our international friends. I'm not sure what times they are. Do let us know in the comment section what time the news broke for yourselves. It is something I could see happening, but not this early on in the lawsuit shenanigans. They have bitten back. We've got a few statements and testimonials. I'm going to read them for you. We're going to put them on the bottom for you to read. We're going to have our reaction. And then most importantly, as always, what do you think? This has been a big turning point in the entire situation. I'm keen to share my views, and I'm even more interested to hear what you've got to say. So for those of you that don't know, Thomann's in-house brand is Harley Benton. They are at the heart of perhaps this S-shape lawsuit on the copyright infringement of Fender's Stratocaster models, their attempts, their copies, and these alleged forgeries that have been on the market for quite some time. They were of course hit with their own cease and desist letter regarding the S-shapes, and I've got a statement now from Thomann that I'm going to put on the screen for you. After careful consideration, we have decided to take legal action. We have done so because we are convinced that the questions raised here go far beyond a mere legal dispute and affect the future of diversity, innovation and competition in our industry. Now, we have spoke about the idea of having one monopoly retaining the S-shape, and that's all that you could go on previous videos. And for those that haven't seen it, I would encourage you to watch them back. I share my thoughts as a retailer on the S-shape being one of the biggest shapes and models for anyone playing. Those walking through the door, it is our go-to shape, and a lot of other music retailers, I'm sure it's theirs. Yes, there are other models, but it is one of the most iconic structures you can see, and the build for that shape is reminiscent with other companies across the market. Now, that's been my view on that for quite some time, and I shared that publicly. So Thomann claim it is acting on behalf of the other prominent brands and smaller manufacturers, and specifically names custom shop brands and innovators. Obviously this will include Tyler, Tom Anderson, SUES, LSL, Maybach, Pensa, FGN and PRS. They are firms that they now believe are at risk, with this recent legal action taking precedent and moving upwards through the other brands. Thomann CEO Hans Thomann states, "We used to be a small music store ourselves and know exactly where we have come from. Diversity, fairness and respectfully dealing with each other have always been part of our philosophy. Many of those affected do not have the financial and legal means to conduct such a legal dispute. We therefore see it as our responsibility to have this matter clarified in court, not only for our own company, but for all parties involved." And I'd love to pretend we've been talking about anything else the last couple of months, but every customer, student and rep that steps in this building, it is just the talk of the day. What do we think? Where is it going? And it has been raised by a couple of people, the idea of multiple chains coming together to fight this on their own. Thomann look like they are forward in this war, and they're marching out to the trenches as we speak. So Thomann in its legal action will be pursuing similar arguments to industry lawyer Ronald Beanstalk. I've probably pronounced that wrong. I struggle with English, let alone any other language. So I do apologise for that. Namely that the Stratocaster is not a copyrightable work of art as the Court of Dusseldorf has ruled. Yes, of course, the previous lawsuit that started all this was Fender taking an AliExpress style seller to court over these forgeries of the S-type model. Now, I'm going to have to say this bit slowly. Rather, its designs and subsequent success is down to ergonomics, which is what has led to the proliferation of variations in its wake. Now, I was just going to say that a lot of guitars look alike, but that is worded much better, and that's why I'm not fighting it in court, and these people are. We have had this conversation regarding the Strat itself. I'll grab one for you. And this is a Fender that we're currently doing some work on in our workshop. And as you can see with the scratch plate, position-wise of our pickups, switches, dials, knobs, how far can we go? If I put these over here, they're going to interfere with my playing. If I have the switch down here, to get to it and back will affect the playability. It'll affect my creativity. Where else can I change this? We've had this discussion. Do you think that could change? Let us know below. Before I move on to my thoughts, there's a last statement from Thomann. They conclude the statement with a direct appeal to Fender, written by one company alone. It has been shaped by musicians, luthiers, developers and manufacturers around the world. Its importance for the music world also arises from the sheer number of people who built on it and developed new ideas from it. And the closing paragraphs for that statement are, we see this diversity as one of the greatest strengths of our industry. That is why we will continue to pursue the legal path we have chosen, not only for our own company, but also for the many manufacturers, dealers, guitar makers who have shaped our industry for decades and continue to shape it. We urge Fender to stop issuing cease and desist demands against manufacturers, distributors and dealers and to return to a fair cooperative partnership. It's a strong statement because we are convinced of this. The future of the guitar world depends on diversity, innovation and the freedom to create. Both Thomann and Fender have been contacted for comment on the matter. Now, you've heard me have my say before on the previous videos, and I will reiterate my point again, and it doesn't matter any more than yours or anyone else's out there, but in over 21 years of doing this, the freedom and the creativity aspects, to have those future rock stars come through that door, they have come in with all the dreams and ambitions of taking on the world, because music for me, it wasn't a job, it's been a way of life, and it will be the same for these people coming through the door. For those that are working hard and the stresses and strains, the music freedom that gives you, whether it be learning this as a hobby, perhaps you're going to take this further and hit the clubs gigging, and hopefully that band are going to go on tour, playing the pubs and clubs and venues alike. Bums on seats in these venues and people watching will then see that inspiration and recycle this journey. Perhaps they'll want to learn that instrument and come and speak to us as a music shop, or jump online to a retailer to start their musical journey. If that's controlled by one monopoly, all of those aspects of what makes this music industry what it is, well, they'll be gone in no time. Fender CEO Edward Bug Cole, with his statement that wasn't the most reassuring, said that they were working with practical ways and solutions of these companies so that they could carry on, and that only small changes would be needed for these S-shaped guitars to carry on production. Now, whether that pressure has come from the online forums, us ourselves as retailers, or more importantly, you as viewers, do we now think Fender are backpedaling? Because at the moment, it seems like it's too little too late. Because if that is the answer, Thomann have now hit back, and who is now going to be the next big boy or girl or small little boy or girl company that are going to have their say with it? So that's our reaction and those are our thoughts. But something that's much more important than that, and I have said at every stage of these videos, it's about you guys. It's the performers and the creators. It's the viewers, the collectors, and those that love our industry as much as we do. What do you guys think? Have you purchased a Fender since this started? Would you consider purchasing a Fender now that this is ongoing? Or are you on the side of these other companies? Are you going to ensure that they continue and become stronger and bigger than ever? Can Fender come back from this, or is it now too little too late? We're always up for a discussion, so let us know your thoughts below. Do be considerate to the other views of people in, but we're up for a friendly debate. Perhaps I'm wrong, perhaps you don't agree. Let me know, because there's only one thing we can do as an industry, and that's debate it. Let's see what we all feel. As always, thank you very much for joining us. I'm Jamie, your local tech, shopkeeper and reactionary connoisseur, and we will no doubt see you shortly for whatever next update is coming. But there's one thing for sure, it ain't over till it's over, and I think there's a lot more to come. So we'll see you soon. Bye, folks.